Today I was thinking a lot about the phones, and the thoughts that have been going through my head is this device making our life any better, or is it making worse? Now, they are absolutely brilliant devices. This iPhone is probably 20 times more powerful than the first computer I received, and it's actually amazing. Like, this fits into my pocket and I can have everything over here. I could probably even run most of my business through the phone, considering that all the apps are on the phone nowadays. But it's a double edged sword. It's great, I have a camera and a computer in my pocket. However, most of the time I get 3 seconds of boredom. Something as simple as ChatGPT responding, I'm scrolling on my phone, doing some random tasks. And I don't know, it's like a weird addiction that we probably all have now to our devices. There is a lot of data coming out saying that people check their phones 80 times, 180 times a day. I'm probably the one who checks 180 times a day because I have to engage with my clients, I have to check if there's leads coming in, but I also see all of that as an excuse to always use my phone because I could just simply do most of these tasks on a computer like I was doing right now. And the reason why it kind of bothers me because we all have phones and we all end up being stuck in them. Like, and it affects pretty much every aspect of our life. You drive a car, you see people either speaking on the phone, scrolling on the phone in the traffic. You walk in a city, you see a lot of people putting their heads down and scrolling on their phones. In the gyms, no different. You see 20 like tripods standing, you have to navigate through all the tripod so just you can get the workout in. I'm lucky enough, I have my own personal training studio, so the only person walking around the tripod is me. And like every aspect of your life you check in, you can probably get home and you'll find your missus or your mister and like playing something on the phone. I know, like, same for me and my partner. Like, we definitely spend way too much time on the phone. And I don't know whether it's a good or a bad thing. In a way, it keeps us social. We can engage with the whole world really quickly. But at the same time, we're not present in our own environment. So we're not really engaging with environment. Just like biologically, I mean, we have all those senses to engage with our environment. We have ears to listen to what's happening around us. If you plug the earphones in and you're no longer listening to what's happening around you, well, we should all be able to enjoy our surroundings. And I think like the social impact of that is quite huge. Now, back in the good old days, like if you would be going in the bus, you would probably end up speaking with the person sitting next to you. Now you end up both scrolling. And I think that kind of echo chambers us from a lot of organic social engagements that we would have with people, like on a day to day basis when we're traveling. And like generally, we would engage with people a lot more. And we end up isolating ourselves in our own devices, in our own echo chamber, going through the apps that we like, scrolling through the videos that we like, and things like that, or even just kind of scrolling through whatever shopping apps. I noticed that's increasingly more frequent. I've seen my client doing this morning before the session started, and yeah, I have a really mixed feelings about that. From one side, I admire how great the technology got. Because of that technology, I actually have the work that I have because um, this technology allowed us to be quite lazy. We can do a lot of work while we're sitting, and by not moving physically as much, it means businesses like mine, personal training studios, can arise. But at the same time, I think we're missing out a lot of engagement from one to another, and there is a lot to learn from interacting with people around you. And what I'm thinking on in particular is like social emotional intelligence, so we can understand people around us better, we can understand what they're going through in life if we engage with them. And that's sometimes a positive experience for you if you're going through something hard and you have a conversation with an extremely positive person. And on the other hand, if you're a very positive person, by engaging with someone depressed, giving them some compliments, that might be the best thing that happened in your day. And the reason why this comes to my mind as well, because, you know, our social media closes us in an echo chamber. So if you're scrolling, like for me, my feed is fitness, business, politics, and technology basically. Yours might be a little bit different. So let's say if you're really into cooking cakes, most of your feed will be cooking cakes. But if you're depressed and you're looking into sad stuff all day long, you'll probably increase your depression. And I do see that as well. Like I observe people like consuming a lot of like content about Gaza and Ukraine, and we have to be aware of like those situations and about like helping to reduce the suffering in the world. I don't know who's right or wrong. I don't want to get into that. Like even though I watched a lot of content on that, I don't really have an opinion on those wars. But my point with it is that people indulge in that media. For some of us, it's more of a positive experience. For others, it's more of a negative experience. So if you close yourself in an echo chamber where you watch like animals being killed all day or people being killed all day or how poor people are and things like that, you're kind of feeding yourself a lot of negative information. And on the other hand, if you're only watching cute cat videos on internet, you're you satisfy your dopamine needs, but the world is not necessarily about cute cat videos. And it's a great technology, but I think it brings as many negatives as it brings positives, because I think we all need to engage with each other a little bit more. And these things are very easy to get addicted. I just got a message as well, which if I wouldn't be recording this video, I would probably be looking on like how to reply it. And that's the addiction that I'm talking about. We end up buying shit that we don't want. Well, we want it, but we don't really need it. We just buy it because we see it. We end up with engaging with the content, which can potentially cause some mental health problems. On the other hand, you can engage with the clients through these devices, or build a business, or record some videos, create some entertainment for other people so they can indulge in that content. So yeah, but I think what we all could benefit from is using a little bit less of these and spending a little bit more time engaging with each other. And that comes in different forms. Like you can go for a walk with a friend, agreeing that you both leave devices out. You can play a sport. I'm thinking about badminton or mountain biking that I love to do. So if I would go mountain biking, now normally I would be listening to a podcast while I'm mountain biking, but recently, last few rides, I was like, enough of this. My earphone stays at the car and I'm enjoying like the sounds and everything in the nature. So I think we all need a bit of technological detox, because if I look like if I would go to scroll, I would probably end up creating a lot of like mental problems myself looking at other businesses doing well. However, not a lot of people are showing the shit part of their life on the social media. Now it's becoming increasingly more popular, but the thing is, well, there is social media platforms like Be Real, but I think it's kind of gone down as quickly as it gone up. And yeah, there's a lot of like thoughts that are going through my mind, and I'm not sure whether having those devices is positive or negative. I think it's a bit of both, and I think one of the great positives would be for all of us to detox a little bit from that. But let me know your thoughts, what you're thinking. Are phones a net positive, or it's becoming a little bit of a negative? I would love to hear your opinion. That's just my daily thoughts as I picked myself up today way too many times grabbing that phone when there was absolutely no need to. Have a good day.